Hello and welcome back to Talkin' Giants, presented by the Fanatics Sportsbook. It is May 18th, 2026, and we had LPG on, Joe Rubeck. It's been a while since we had Joe on, but I really wanted to get him on to talk about the softball game. And really for like the first 15, 16, 17 minutes or so, we did talk about it. So I want you to kind of give us a shot talking through it because it really does mean a lot to both of us this year. And obviously, I'm not working on the game at all, but the cause, the Brian Burns Family Charities, and specifically Hype for Life, centered around children and kids with autism, it's very, very personal to me, and I kind of describe why. I have a sister with autism. Her name is Carly. She lives in a group home right now. I love her dearly, and I have always kind of respected and loved and being involved in like the autism awareness community. So we talked a lot about that. It went on for a little bit, but I want you to give it a shot. I promise you that we give you some really good Giants talk in this too, because we're getting pretty excited about this team. We recorded this back on Thursday, the day that the schedule came out. So LPG had a chance to kind of react to it. Obviously, he's going every game, so he's planning out what his 2026 and the latter part of his 2026 is looking like. And we are damn excited about this team. And the expectation is to win some damn football games, earn the right to win, see if we can get into the playoffs, and maybe make something happen. Of course, that's the expectation, but we got a long way to that. But conversations like this are going to help get us there. So thank you to LPG for coming on. The link, let's try this again. The link is in the description if you want to go to the softball game, and even if you can't go to the game, there are certain various ways that you can donate to LPG via Venmo and things like that. You can still be part of the game even if you cannot go, which I really would encourage you, and it would mean a lot to me. I know it would mean a lot to Brian Burns and his family, and I know it would mean a lot to Joe as well. But before we get to talking with LPG, I got to talk to you about SeatGeek, because today's episode is sponsored by SeatGeek. Obviously, the Bumblebee season is here. The NBA, NHL playoffs, they're here as well. And the World Cup is coming up this summer. SeatGeek, they're the number one rated ticketing app in the world. They have over 70,000 events listed. SeatGeek, number one rated ticketing app. Did I say that already? I said it twice because it's so true. There's a lot of stuff going on. I'm going to concerts, and even there's a ton of NASCAR races going on. By the time that you're listening to this, I have seen Dover Motor Speedway. I am coming home from Dover. And then by the time you're listening to this, tomorrow I'm going to Charlotte. You'll never guess where I got my tickets to sit my ass down at Dover and sit my ass down in Charlotte and watch some damn races. I went to SeatGeek, and I used code Jomboy10, and I got 10% off my pair of tickets at SeatGeek. That's 10% off any tickets with promo code Jomboy10. Make sure you click the link in the description to download the app and have the code automatically added to your account so you can use it later. And if you want to support us, you can use that code and you can save some money too. I appreciate you. I appreciate SeatGeek. And I appreciate LPG, license plate guy, Joe Rubeck, for coming on the show. Here he is. All right, welcome back to the show. And welcome on once again. It has been a minute, but the softball game is coming up. It is LPG. It is Joe Rubeck. It is license plate guy. In case you're living under a rock, it is May 30th, 2026 at Clover Stadium in Pomona, New York. It is the Brian Burns Celebrity Softball Game of 2026. LPG is running it back, going to Brian Burns, and specifically the charities that it's supporting means a lot to me. We're going to talk all about that. But LPG, my friend, how are you doing? Thanks for joining me.
Well, I appreciate you having me, and I'm doing great. What a day to come on. We got the schedule released. Talk about the softball game. Everything is beautiful right now.
I know it was great timing because obviously basically 2 weeks. It's going to be the softball game, and I think you are the best guy to kind of get to come on and hype up a schedule and kind of. I have a feeling maybe you've had some time to dissect the schedule, even maybe a little bit more than me. No,
never. I don't know what you're talking about. No way. That's those lies.
So we'll get your thoughts on that and stuff like that. But no, we'll start off with the softball game.
Awesome.
Tell me how that's gone with Brian Burns. Obviously, you're going from Dex, and now you're working with Brian Burns. The roster is absolutely stacked. Tell me how kind of like, dude, it's a whole, I know you sometimes tell us behind the scenes, especially I heard a lot about the Dex. Like it is a whole damn event, man. You're dealing with a million different things and a million different wild cards, and things are changing every single day. So how has the event kind of been coming together so far as you're planning it?
I mean, it's coming along great because, to be honest with you, it's a turnkey event by this time. As long as you have some sponsorships, which is the key, because you can't run a game without money. And I mean little things like little wine gift bag items to the putting their name tags like with the logo on it, like little itty bitty things like that. But it's going great. Brian's doing a really good job. His job is to show up May 30th. Other than that, his job is to confirm the current players. And according to the roster, he's got quite a bit of confirmed players. So I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, and particularly for me, Joe, and I think for us, because we kind of stumbled on this. We've known each other for a couple of years, but we didn't know like some of the like what you do for work, and then also my like the family connection that I have to the charity that's attached to this game. So Brian Burns Family Charities, that's what the Hype for Life Foundation is under. So why don't you tell me a little bit about the main charity and the cause that's behind the softball game?
Yeah, so during the season, I became friends with Stanley. And Stanley happens to be Brian Burns' brother. Yeah. If you're at an away game, even at a home game, the loudest person in that section is Brian Burns' brother. Stanley McGlover played for the Panthers, and he happens to be an unbelievable guy. And one day we were just having a bite to eat, and that's when I found out that his son had autism. And little did he know that, I teach kids with autism, along with second chance kids. And, that foundation that he started talking about he's like, that's part of the Brian Burns Family Charities. And I'm like, how many charities does Brian have? And I think he has like 4, big brothers, big sisters. He's got, one for animals, dogs. And he came and told me about this Hype for Life with, for autistic children and the vision behind it. Look, anybody could have a charity, but his vision behind that was just striking a chord with me. He's trying to build sensory rooms for all schools. I have 2 in my school, so I know how unbelievably challenging it could be to not have one. He's trying to build, he has like 65 acres that he's building a farm or ranch on for horses for the autistic children to come visit. And I was like, you know what? You think Brian would be interested in doing a game with the money going straight to your charity? And the next thing you know, we were all talking and boom, it literally happens like that. I'll tell you, Justin, it was extremely weird because I had met, so we've been at this for like 4 or 5 months, but I had met with Dex and I'm like, are we running this back? We didn't do it last year. And he's like, yeah, let's do it. And I'm like, you just had a newborn. Are you going to be able to, be more active than you were in 24? And he's like, you want to wait a year? And I'm like, I'm down with waiting. Mm-hmm. I'm not down with not doing it, but I'm down with waiting 1 year. And next thing you know, that's when the Stanley thing happened. And then, my God, thank God, because I don't even know what I would have been going through right now.
Oh my God! And then he was traded. Yeah.
Well, because you get sponsors, you get this, you get that, and all of a sudden he's traded. Look, I don't know if you remember, but the last year of the Landon Collins Celebrity Softball game, Landon was a commander.
Oh, that's right.
And he had to come back for the game.
Yeah.
And he did for me. No, not for me.
I know you guys were really close and tight like that. Landon's a really good dude. That wasn't surprising that he was still willing to do that. And even after everything that happened and all the bad blood. Yeah. So I do remember that. Yeah.
And I don't think Dex would have come back as a Bengal to host the game. So it's just, I know it sounds funny, but it really is God's plan. You just keep going with the program, and all of a sudden, things fall into place.
Yeah.
Look, I have to say something because I know you're going to get into it. Mm-hmm. You reaching out to me in regards to the charity, which obviously not a lot of people know, and I'm going to let you talk about it, but it meant a lot. Like, your fire about like, hey, Joe, I need to be involved. I could do this, and this. When do you need this by? How can I do this? So, I mean, I'll let you take it away, but that meant a lot. So I'm really, I'm happy that you're happy that what's it going for.
Yeah, I mean, and I shot you a text message, and then what I love about you is you're a big voice message guy. So I know the second that I shoot you one text message, I'm not getting text back. I'm getting voice notes. So
before you get into that, my friends effing hate it, man. They're like, Joe, what is wrong with you? Like, I'm on a train or I'm at work or I'm with my family. Like, why do you leave these voice messages? I'm like, I am never going to stop. So F all of you people that don't like it. But go ahead.
So I recognize it's like, it's April. I think this was like before pseudo before the draft. And I'm like, I know this is late. And I'm like, we're basically a month out, but I'm thinking about it. I'm driving home from work. I'm like, I'm just going to shoot Joe a text. So the context is, and I'm sure a lot of people that are close to me that'll listen to this know this, but I'm sure if you're kind of just like a casual listener, and even if you don't like follow, interact, shoot messages, things like that. So my sister has autism. I have an older sister. I have one sibling. Her name is Carly, and she has autism, and she lives in a group home, which, funny enough, it was Dante Miller during My Cause, My Cleats this past year, YCS, which provides homes for, I think, youth at risk, but also YCS has gotten into building group homes for, I think I could either be, I know for a fact that it's adults with
autism,
special needs and disabilities. And that's where my sister is. She's at a group home like in Middlesex County. So the fact that I am so thankful and I feel so attached to the efforts that the Brian Burns Family Charities is working on, Hype for Life, and that you're now like aligned with that. Like, I am so thankful that this is what's happening this year, and also the rest of the Giants community and Giants fans can rally around this. I think it was $60,000 in 2024, right?
Yeah, we've grown every year since I started it with OBJ in like 15.
Yeah, and particularly what I love about this and what I love about Burns and Hype for Life and what they do. It's not just, so much of like charity, not so much, but I feel like some charitable foundations is, all right, let's just raise the money, and then the money's the main goal and the money's the main thing, all right, and then everything else, like, all right, whatever. But Hype for Life, the amount of, the reading that I did kind of like online, the amount of like advocacy efforts that's going into it, because the thing with autism awareness, it's literally in the word. You have to, I think part of being an advocate for autism awareness is making literally people aware about what it is and what desires kind of what needs families have and what needs kids have, what needs people with autism have too. Because it's crazy, Joe. I think when my sister was born in 1995, it had to be like 1 in over 100 or so, especially for females. Which
not now.
It's got to be like 1 in 30. And it's like, even like in New Jersey and in this area, it's very, very high. The rate is high. So now these kids, they're no longer kids too. So correct. Now we need to set up services for more children, but also kids that are starting to age out of the public school, of being over 21 years old and things like that in the areas that, the services that even like my sister needs. So people being aware of that, I think is a huge part of this too. And Hype for Life is very, very big on that too. Not just, okay, well, how can we just raise money for this, but how can we make people aware of the needs of this community as well? So I am very, very thankful for you. I'm thankful for Brian Burns, and I'm thankful for this effort that you're putting on, because it truly does mean a lot to me.
All right, that's awesome the way you put everything, and I'm gonna go along with what you just said. Hey, let me ask you a question real quick.
Yeah.
We, the community, Giants fans, Dexter Lawrence, the Giants community, raised $60,000 2 years ago. What was the charity, Justin?
I don't remember 2 years ago. You
exactly. And that's what I'm trying to get across of what you just said. It is a good number. It is about the money, meaning you need the money to help, but the awareness, what you just said, if I can get to people to at least know what the charity was when I ran an event, is key. And that's why you just said awareness more than the money. And it struck a chord because when I talk to sponsors, I say, this is what I raised money for last time. I want you to be aware of it because every dollar counts for every charity somewhere along the line. So it's funny. You know what? It brings me to my last point about the charity as far as money. So Stanley McGlove is trying to raise $1 million, right? Now, when I see that, I'm like, $1 million is a lot of money, man. Get out of here. And then I'm like, well, what if we raise 60? And just a couple of weeks ago, he had a football player give 100,000, and I'm like, well, that's 160,000 like that.
Yep.
So those goals that these charities like try and obtain, they're reachable. So I love that. I love that you said awareness. That was pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely. Link is in the description for tickets, and there is a whole bunch of different ways that you get into raffles and things like that. So link is in the description.
That's my favorite part.
There you go. All right, want to talk some Giants?
Love it.
Immediate thoughts on the schedule. I kind of have like early thoughts where the early part of the schedule I think has got to have it. There's kind of like a lack of like back-to-back big travel weeks outside of the late part of the schedule where you're going to Detroit. Do you like the way that I said it, by the way?
Dallas, Detroit, yeah. Detroit, Dallas, and what? Philly, ending with Philly at home?
Ending with Philly. So those are like really the only two back-to-back big travel weeks. So really like there's a lack of like big like travel, and that's always the case when you have 9. This is the 9 home game year in the 17-game schedule. Correct. And then also, I don't know if you thought about this, there's some weather opportunities down the stretch too, where in November, post-bye, you're going to be like at Eagles, okay, but then Commanders, you're making the Jaguars come to the Meadowlands in November.
Yep.
Then you're going to Indy in November, so it's going to be in a dome. Then you're making the 49ers come here.
Too cold, yep.
In the cold. Seattle's going to be tough. Browns is an easy game at home. But then at Lions, dome. At Cowboys, indoors. Dome. And then Eagles is basically neutral no matter what, weather-wise.
Correct, yep. Yeah, so, I like the schedule. You know what? You're always going to come across the pros and cons to a schedule. You can pick and choose. Like how many people are going to just talk about what you just talked about? I don't think many, to be honest with you. So you really can pick what your narrative is going to be when a schedule comes out. I will say, if we're going to get into what do you think they're going to do and how do you think they're going to make out and, what are the Giants going to do? I will tell you this, and this is what I've been saying. I'm not looking at John Harbaugh as a first-year coach. I'm looking at John Harbaugh as a Hall of Fame coach. I am not looking at John Harbaugh and the Giants as, let's learn the playbook, let's see where we're at. No. This is a playoff team or knocking on the window or the door to get into the playoffs. This is not a 3-4 win team. I would be absolutely shocked if the Giants only won 5-6 games. And I'm saying 5-6, not 3-4, because I'm already giving them that 5-6. But they have to be. No excuses. I don't care. There's no excuses. You have the coaching staff. You have the team. You've done a hell of a job in free agency. You had a hell of a draft. Go knock on the playoff door or kick it open and walk in.
Joe, and a talking point that I've had this offseason, I know you would appreciate this out of all people, where it's not like, this is take the analytics and analysis brain off of Justin and let's talk about being a fan. You want to know what I like as a fan here, and Joe?
Bullies.
That this staff, this regime, the Harbaugh regime, right? They have talked more about winning. They have used the word winning. They have said the word win. And that is an expectation, and we need to earn the right to win more than I've heard in a very, very long time around here. It's not like a word that's so oh, hush, hush, you can't say that we're going to do it. Of course, everybody knows that we want to win. No, but they're not shying away from saying that is the standard, that winning is the standard, and playoffs, even saying that word during this time of the year, playoffs, that is the standard. And I like that is being said now by this coaching staff, even before they've really even gotten the players in the door to really get anything fully started.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that the voices behind those maybe stand out a little more to us than when we were hearing it from a McAdoo or a Shermer or a Judge or a Dable. Like, it just comes across more hardcore with the aura that John Harbaugh brings. So it means a little more. No disrespect to the other guys, but it just means more. Now, look, Justin, you're talking to the wrong person. I'm Giants go to the Super Bowl every year. You know, I fall into the we're going to win now from every coach that was said.
No, you say that. You say that you have been. There have been years where we can go back and you could pull the evidence. There have been years where you'll say that same exact thing, but then you'll pull the rope back onto the optimism a little bit. Where I think everybody, even the Giants naysayers, I think are with you because like you said, there is no other choice.
There's no choice
to start setting a foundation for something sustainable here.
Yeah, I mean, how could you not? Reach out there and pull a cord back a little bit. You bring up the word playoffs, or not you? They bring up the word playoffs, and you know what? We should be laughing because it's not been obtainable. It's been laughable. So you have to curtail your vision of playoffs a little bit. But I swear to you, I'm not one excuse this year. I don't want to hear new coach. I don't want to hear they're learning the playbook. I don't want to hear, but if he's next year when he's playing the right position, I don't want to hear any of that. I seriously, like, this is it. Like, it brings me to the same thing I've been saying about drafting downs. So, and I'm sure we're going to get into it, so we might as well now. What I mean by that is the Giants made it known that they love Tyson. I thought he was going to go at 5, whatever. How could you? I didn't even make a nameplate for Reese because there's no way I thought he was getting past 2, 3, or 4. So I didn't even make it. Why waste the money? The nameplates are really expensive. But anyway, I was like, I'm not even going to make that. So Reese's picked, which was outstanding. And then, of course, all you heard from the Giants was that they're going to hope that Downs lasts till 10. They were trying to sneak him under the radar the whole time. But were they really? Because if that was the case, they would have taken him. And here's my opinion on that. And this is what I mean about no excuses. We have to go to playoffs. John Harbaugh is a Hall of Fame coach. He has had Hamilton, and before that, he has had Reed. If John Harbaugh is not picking Downs, then he doesn't see what he has seen for 20 years. And I'm okay with it. Now, I'm not saying Downs is going to have a great career. Probably will. But guess what? So is CeCe. So let Harbaugh do his thing. We're going to argue about this Downs thing for 10 years. The same argument we had with Daniel Jones or for that matter, anybody that a team picks before you or after you that you didn't take. So if he didn't see what he has seen almost his whole career, I'm good with it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, even if you asked the Giants, Joe Shane, whoever in that building, right? You ask him, all right, I'm making a nameplate. I'm making a jersey with all the names, and I got to be prepared for every alternative and every possibility. Who should I put? I guarantee you they wouldn't even tell you to put Arvo Reese down.
No, I don't think that. I look, the funny part about, I make about 3 or 4 nameplates. I made 5, I think, this year. None. I mean, I got none right. And then, but the best part about that is when I post, I got killed, by the way, because I put, I'm prepared. And all the comments, you ain't that much prepared, because I wasn't. But that means, in my opinion, that means they did rather well. Not, I'm not prepared. They got guys I never thought that would last for the Giants. So I thought it was great. And look, again, it goes back to, believing in who you have, the brain trust, and Harbaugh. And I think they really knocked it out of the park. I really do.
So how was your time at the draft? I know you sometimes get up and close with some of the guys. Did you get up and close with Reese at all?
Yeah.
So dude, what I want to hear, I want to hear the story, but also I want to hear, like, he looks like a wide,
he's a man. Yeah, he's a man.
Big
Yeah,
man.
he's a man. Now look, they're all like this. Even Abdul Carter, who when you look side to side, Reese almost looks like his father. But like, it's true. Even though I want them both to come to the softball game because I need to see them together. Yeah. Because I think Reese is 10 pounds lighter.
Yeah, he's listed at 240. Yeah.
Yeah. There's no way. And we've all seen look that up because we've all seen the pictures. Abdul Carter does not look like he's been in a weight room at all. And the Reese looks like a freaking man.
Yeah, Carter's listed at 250, and
get out of here. I'm telling you, there's no way. And so I will tell you the funniest part of the draft, man. It was Justin. It was so good. So, yeah, Reese came over. Hugs galore, selfies, all great. But when CeCe got picked, which I was like out of my mind because I want Lyman galore, CeCe comes down and he gives the crowd a hug and pokes me in the eye with his lay.
With his what?
His lay. His lay.
Oh.
His lay. So I'm sitting there. He scratched my cornea. 2 weeks eye patch, like scratched me up good, bro, with his lay. I'm like, all right, I gotta come prepared now. I'm wearing a helmet like Danny. I know it wasn't eye patch bad, but I was like, but he got me good, bro. He got me good. Eye drops, water. It was the whole thing. But hey, I'll never forget it. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, man.
It was cool.
I will never. I think it might be one of my favorite draft moments when he gets up there. Like, it's just little stuff like this that you're going to buy the fans over. He's like, what are you going to say to Jackson Dart? He's like, I'll die for you. I'll die for this shit, man.
Yeah. I mean, look, he's not the first to do it. He's the first Giant to do it, and we'll never forget him for it.
Yeah. Yeah, don't be been in the playoffs like Will Campbell.
Oh, my God. I think so. So what do you think? Pro Bowl guard right away or not?
Not right away. Not right.
Going to keep him at work about a tackle the whole time?
I honestly think it depends. I think Tyler Smith is a good example with the Cowboys, right? Ironically enough, kind of following in the footsteps of a Pro Bowl All-Pro guard in Zach Martin, who also was a tackle in college, and then he transitioned to the inside. I think if it's working at guard and he's killing it, I don't know if you mess with it, right?
That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, look, you can always move him. You can always move him outside. I don't know. I think maybe he'll battle Neil. Neil might win over CeCe, and we'll see.
Oh, man. Oh, man. I actually think the fact that sometimes the guards, the straight up guards that go right into even the ones that are so pro ready and polished, the ones that go from guard and then straight to guard in the NFL, it takes them a little while to acclimate. Versus the tackles that do go to guard
are different. I think they
may have an easier ramp up period.
I personally think that, and I know this is going to sound crazy to a lot of people, but they're more athletic.
Oh yeah,
that is why the footwork is different. The hand placement is different. I believe that they're more athletic. It's easier for them. By the way, I know I mentioned Neil. He's still the biggest person I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. I'm sure.
He can't even fit. Wouldn't be able to fit in my house.
All right, before we keep going with LPG, I got to talk to you about the Fanatics Sportsbook because, of course, we're in the middle of the offseason and the schedule just came out, but there are still plenty of ways to get in on all the action all year long with the Fanatics Sportsbook. And every time you place a bet, guess what you're earning? You're earning FanCash. What's FanCash? Up to 10% back on your bets, win or lose. And unlike points that expire, FanCash is the true currency of sport. You can use it on official team gear and collectibles on Fanatics.com. Your next bet or profit boosts and even exclusive experiences across the world of Fanatics. Plus, Fanatics is the home of fair play injury protection. If your player goes down with an injury in the first half, your bet gets refunded. And if it's part of a parlay, that leg is voided. And the rest of your parlay plays on. Bet, earn, and get more out of every game with the Fanatics Sportsbook, because winning, it's different here. Now back to the show. Talk about Jackson Dart. Why not?
Okay, he's cool.
I think you're that's exactly what I'm going with. Personality wise, how sort of refreshing is a guy like that to root for, and even for someone like yourself who has a relationship with a lot of these players, he's on the roster going to the game, to have a guy like him that wears his personality on his sleeve, says what he thinks, works hard and parties hard. How refreshing is a guy like that to root for and have as a quarterback for this team?
I mean, you could answer it just as well as I can. I mean, it's the first time we wanted to believe in Jones, and we did for a time period. But I truly believe that Dart is the first quarterback since Manning, obviously, that you have felt this comfortable giving your fandom to. You have felt this comfortable getting behind. You know, you can get behind Jones, but always have a question mark. You can get behind these other quarterbacks and always be like, okay, when's the other shoe going to drop? I don't have that same feeling with Dart. I think that everything he's doing is, completely refreshing. For an old timer, I also have to get used to some of the stuff that he's doing, wearing, saying, but that's okay, because that's what it's about right now. That is the times that we live in. But he shouldn't get any hate for that type of stuff, because he has done nothing but have respect. I'll give you a little tidbit that no one knows. So, Burns was honored the other day for United Way.
Yeah.
And Dart was there. Dart blew off like he had somewhere to go. Let's just say that, because he's wanted everywhere. Mm-hmm. And he blew it off to be there for his teammate when there are some other players that just didn't make it. And that right there says everything you need to know about Jackson Dart.
Yeah, man. I think refreshing is the word that I landed on. I'm kind of thinking about this. What am I going to ask you? It is just refreshing. It's not any different. Like I think it's the same thing of a guy like, I hate to put him in the same sentence like this, but Eli would be the guy that would show up first and then leave last. Same thing with DJ. Show up first, leave last. I think Dart is the same type of guy. Dart's the same type of worker. I mean, I think clearly, based on what we were saying about him last summer and kind of like, we got to temper expectations. Hopefully we don't see him till November. And then lo and behold, everything goes wrong in the season. Everything imaginable goes wrong. We're seeing him again. He's starting against the Chargers, and then he wins, and he looks really damn good despite, of course, you want to win more football games, but the dude looks really good. And it's low-key the reason why you're able to land a Hall of Fame coach like John Harbaugh, because of the rookie season that a guy like Jackson Dart had. So it's not just, all right, typical New York Giants, put your head down and stay humble, and hey, you had a really good game. What went right? Well, everybody else around me just deserves credit. Like, no, the dude's actually going to say something. He's going to show some personality, and it's going to be a lot of fun to root for, and it is very, very refreshing. So that's the word that I kind of landed on.
No, that's the refreshing part right there. It's not the same textbook answer right there. You said it, and that's refreshing.
He is the opposite of ho-hum.
Yeah, even when the Giants want him to be ho-hum.
Yeah, but in a good way. It's not
that's correct. No, that's correct.
Like, this is about me, and I'm going to make. He still doesn't solely make it about him.
Yep.
But he's able to kind of do the conventional Giants quarterback stuff while being exactly what you want your kind of like modern day star type of player to be.
Yep.
So I'm excited for him. I'm pumped up.
No sophomore jinx here, baby.
What is your expectations for him in year two? Like where obviously he's the main engine that drives this, right? I think if the Giants are a 6-win team, This is just the nature of the quarterback position in the NFL. If the Giants are a 6-win team, the spotlight is going to be centered on him, and there will inevitably be questions about him heading into 2027. If the Giants are a 10-win team, 11-win team, oh my God, set the city on fire because of how happy that we're going to be, right? And he's going to be the man. So what's your expectations?
Drake May.
Drake May.
That's it. 2 words. Drake May.
Why not?
Why freaking not, Justin?
Why not?
Why not? Why not? Look at the rosters. Why not? Why can't Jackson Dart make the Drake May step? I want to know. Why? Because he can.
Yeah.
And he will. Yeah, I hope so. Can you imagine? I hope so. Look, that is going to be my answer to anybody that asks me, what do you expect from Jackson Dart year 2? Drake May.
His roster's better. I do think the Giants roster, even though the Patriots made it to the Super Bowl, I do think the Giants roster is. I think Mike Vrabel and coaching showed how far you can kind of take a football team, right?
Oh wait, so you need a good coach? All right, let's go.
Got John Harbaugh, and I think particularly the way that he performed against playoff teams last year, which this is eventually going to be something that I have on I have it in my notes, my summer slow time notes, that I want to go back to those games where Jackson Dart played those playoff teams and how did he do? I think, hey, I'm going to, I love my EPA per play. He was 12th in EPA per play among playoff teams last year among all quarterbacks. So those games where he was really damn good against really good teams, it's not like we're talking about even like a Drake May, like a part of the narrative that the New England Patriots are going to have to defeat in 2027 is that they're going to have a first place schedule, that they had kind of like a cupcake schedule. Can they get over that? Where Giants and Jackson Dart, they just have to win football games, but they don't have to answer if Jackson Dart can play against tough teams because he freaking did it last year. Yeah.
Dude, you turn the lights out. I love it.
I know. We're in a podcast studio and the lights go out after 40 minutes. How you like that?
That's my motion sensor. I love it. That's great. Drake May, baby. And why not?
Why not? What offseason edition has been your favorite? And then I'm going to I'll lead you into this because I do want it to be different. What offseason edition is like a sneaky favorite, underrated, deserves more love?
John Harbaugh. No, I mean, he is an off-season, but I know what you mean. I think the monster likely was just an absolute bombshell. I think he's going to be unbelievable. Plays as like a wide receiver. Definitely going to be used in all kind of different areas. Line him up, at wide receiver. Put him in a slot. Put him in the backfield. Put him at tight end. He's by far my favorite addition. I mean, what'd you say? You had 3?
So what's the sneaky, like the sneaky favorite, the underrated one?
You know what? Could we pick draft picks as well?
Yeah, why not?
Because I think Hood is going to be that guy.
Yeah. I
think he's going to be him. I do. I think he plays with that type of tenacity. So he's my sneaky pick. And I say sneaky because, we all think he was drafted where he's supposed to. He has to show up. But I think he's going to be better than people expect. Yeah. I want to go Mooney. I want to go a wide receiver. And I know this is going to sound crazy, but I want to wait to see what the Giants do with Odell. And the reason why I say that is because if they decide to make this happen, this marriage happen, I'm an Odell fan. Depending on what Odell makes money wise, will tell you whether he's coming in at wide receiver 4 or just sitting around and rah-rahing the guys. If he gets league minimum and no guarantees and no this and no that, and he gets an invite and he plays, then they're already thinking that he's not, good luck trying to make the team. But if he comes in at $1.5 million, isn't that what Mooney got? Or the other wide receiver? What did he get? I think he got $1.5 million.
Calvin Austin got lower than Darnell Mooney for sure.
Okay. So Mooney got, if I'm not mistaken, $1.5 million. Close? Am I close?
Austin got $1.5 million.
When Mooney get?
I think Mooney got closer to no, Mooney got 3.
Okay. All right. So $1.5 million is how I look at it. So let's say Odell comes in $1.8 million, $2 million. He's your 4th wide receiver. And that would be my sneaky pick.
Okay. Yeah, I can imagine, like, if I don't think Odell is signing unless he has somewhat of a reassurance that he's not just going to be a camp body. I think he would want to make the team. Like, I don't think Odell's signing to compete to make the team.
I think he would expect that because of his history. Yeah. But on the flip side, I'm an Odell fan, but I'm about the Giants. Yeah. And I don't really care what you want. Do you want to play here or do you want to sit at home? Right. So here's your contract. I'll give you $20 million if you score 22 touchdowns this year. I'll give you 78.
And I'll happily do that too. I'll do that.
Right. I'll give you $50 million if if you have 5 games over 500. You know what I mean? Like so it doesn't matter. I don't think Odell is the one holding the cards, obviously. So I don't disagree, but I have a difference of opinion on whether he's going to want to play. Sitting out last year and then not having any shot and then maybe coming back to your team, shut your mouth. You're a pro. You're a vet now. You're on the downside of your career if you can salvage it, which I think he can because I still think he's good. And I know there are people on here to be like, oh, you're saying that because he caught a pass in a flag football game. No, I'm saying it because he's good. So we'll see what happens with him. Who knows?
Would you like him as like a mentor for Malik Neighbors?
1,000%. I do not think that it's the same OBJ. Look, I know him as a nice, giving, sincere individual. I also know him as someone that shit-stirred a lot of stuff. I can't get the interview out of my head, the boat thing, the disrespect to Eli. I mean, there's a million things we could talk about. But let me tell you something, Justin. I say this to everybody when I talk about OBJ. Yeah, all those things are true, okay? But pissing in the end zone in Philly, like a dog, or doing all of his antics, how much of that would have been laughed at if the Giants were a winning team?
Well, that stuff was hilarious. That's not the stuff that it's the stuff that you listed that I think was the main straw that broke the camel's back there.
Agreed, and he'll tell you the same thing, But I do think that he could come in and every guy you just mentioned. Well, you only mentioned Neighbors, but every guy in that locker room, from Neighbors to Mooney to Austin to whomever, all looked up to OBJ at one point. Mm-hmm. So you mean to tell me that OBJ would take that and stain it? No, I think he would help it. And you mentioned Neighbors, by the way. That was my last guy I was going to mention in the 3 you had me name, because let me tell you something. If there's a problem there, and I don't think there is, I think he's right on schedule. That's a freaking huge blow, because I think that the Giants could go places with Neighbors healthy.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah. That's my biggest not concern. I don't want to use that word. I want to say that's my biggest if right now. I want to see him come back. I want to see him cutting all over the place in camp, and I'm going to be like, hallelujah.
Yeah. I think that's fair to say that for the 2026 Giants, especially on the offensive side of the ball, Malik Neighbors and his health status is the biggest X factor about where this offense could be, right? Because I can see, even if he's not healthy, and guess what? He was not healthy last year, missed the majority of the year, and the Giants still had an above-average offense, even with the cast of characters that they had and the skill position players, and Slayton at times as your wide receiver 1 again, and then he's got the yips and dropping the ball, so then you got to run out of 12 personnel with Theo Johnson and Daniel Bellinger, and Theo can't catch up. Yeah. So even with all of that, they were still an above-average offense. But, Joe,
look what you just said. You said it exactly perfect right there. I'm going back to the Slayton drops. I'm going back to Theo having some issues, and I'm like, oh, my God. It's really about Neighbors not being there. And if he was there, things would have been different. So you and I are aligned there. I think the Giants go, obviously, as Dart goes, but that's going to go rely a little bit on neighbors.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to go from trending around average to, dare I say, an above average offense,
Malik Neighbors.
Getting a wide receiver one that, Joe, I really think, I thought last year, especially this was even with the Russell Wilson thinking and the moon ball type of deal, and you saw it there for one game.
Yeah.
I'm thinking this is a guy that can get 1,400 yards. He had 1,200 yards in his rookie year at 11 yards per pop, which is 11 yards per pop is not where Malik Neighbors should be living. He should be living closer to 14, 15 yards per catch.
Correct.
With his athleticism and deep ball ability. This is a guy that could get 1,400 yards every single year in the NFL. And we're just going to go through, and I'm going to go through how many guys in the NFL had 1,400 yards last year. There were 5. I think Malik Neighbors can easily be top 5, top 6 in receiving every single year of his career.
You know what? I'm thinking about that Charger game right now as we're speaking, and it just pisses me off because first of all, I haven't heard a crowd like that, and I can't tell you how long. Mm-hmm. I mean, it was magical, and then obviously, whatever. But I thought, oh my God, this is what we're going to see for the rest of the year. It's going to be unbelievable. Yeah, and then it was unbelievable.
Can you?
I know. I'm sorry for even bringing it up.
But now I'm thinking about week 1 because now I'm thinking about week 1. You mentioned the crowd.
Yeah, the crowd is going to be out. It's going to be lunatic. It's going to be lunatic.
I wholeheartely believe that there is a different buzz and there is a different juice with Sunday night football.
Let me ask you something. No, don't we? There is. I'll give 100%. The lights, 100%. The aura that he'll bring, but we do this every April, May, June.
I know.
Every April, May, June. And I won't sit still. I won't timber myself. I won't sit back and say we'll just see. No, this is why we're fans, man. This is why we root for the team.
I'm just saying, can you imagine if
no, it's gonna be sick. It's gonna be sick. It's gonna be sick. And you know what? And honestly, I hope that Harbaugh, even though he wasn't here, and some of these other guys, still have a chip on their shoulder. Like the last time I opened up with Dallas, 40-0. Somebody should say, hey, payback plus.
Yeah. They should. You know what? That's a good call. They should play that tape for the guys that are still on that.
I would. There's not many of them, but I would.
No, there isn't many of them. There's
really not.
Oh God, who is starting that is left?
Yeah,
not Neighbors.
You'd have to look that
Slayton?
up. Yeah, might be the only one. You'd have to look that up. There's a couple of them, but that's what a good question. Like the last time you got your asses kicked. Like even Burns talked about it with the media yesterday. He's like, oh yeah. He's like, I'm hearing about that 40-0. He wasn't here.
No, because the season ended.
Correct. Exactly. Game
they
1.
Got the wind. They got the wind sucked out of their sails because they thought they were hot shit and they were coming off a summer where they didn't do anything. And then they get smacked in the mouth and Andrew Thomas tears his hamstring and the season was over.
Day 1. That's what I mean about knock on the playoff door. Like game 1, get me to game freaking 12 or 13, yes. and the Giants are like in the thick of things. They got to win the next 2, or the backs are up against the wall for the next 3 games. I'll take all of that.
Yeah. I think give me a cakewalk. A lot of the fans that are in it, I think they ask every year is the same thing, where it's just get me out of October and that we're still alive. I think that's the same
well,
thing.
By the way, we're all full of crap because once we get there, we're like, what? We're not in the playoffs. We're a playoff team. So we're going to want more once we get there, but that's okay. That's all right.
1 year. I give us 1 year where I think we're just going to be so thankful to be, and then watch how quickly we flip into Ravens fans.
Yeah.
We can't get out of the divisional round.
Exactly. I am on the same page as I want to see progression. I want to be knocking on the door. I don't want 2-3-4 wins, 2-3-4 wins, 2-3-4 wins, 4-3-2 wins. I want knocking, entering, winning.
Yeah. I'm going to add one more player question because we talked about it a little bit earlier. You've seen a lot of good Giants pass rushers in your day, like a lot of them. I think they may take up both hands. That's how many good ones you've seen. I have sky high expectations for Abdul Carter to join those elite pass rushers, and I have those expectations for him to start setting that groundwork for his career this year that he starts to do it.
Yeah, I love that you said that, but I'm gonna hold my expectations of Abdul,
You're gonna Mel Gibson.
I'm gonna hold. I feel like. Look, we got pictures of him circulating already. He looks absolutely terrible in 3. I'd so much rather him in 51. He looks like a little.
It's science,
the number, right? It's the number.
Science,
it's the number.
yes.
Yeah, it's the number. I really do agree that it's the number. But I want to see how quick he is. If he's not going to be power, which is not power. I don't know. I don't want another. Do you think Thibodeau? How great or good do you think Thibodeau is?
I think he's good.
You think he's good?
Yeah.
So do I, but just good. And that's what I think Carter is. And I don't want good. I want great from him.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm going to wait till this year to form a different opinion. That's just happens to be my opinion right now.
Yeah.
Look, I'm on record as saying I thought he was the best player in the draft. I couldn't wait Abdul Carter. I had on the brain, let's go, let's get him, just get him here. And I wanted more. But hey, look, it's brand new. Give him some time. So I'm gonna just hold back a little bit and see what happens. I want him to take a big leap. That's all.
Yeah.
But yes, I'm with you. I want him. He's front. We talked about. We'll see how Neighbors goes. Obviously, I think it's more Burns on that side, but it's going to be Carter too. So I'm with you.
All right, we're at that point of the show where we sometimes stumble into this, but I'm going to intentionally stumble into this.
Awesome.
Do you have something cool to show us?
Oh, let's see. I like this. This is fun, actually.
Yeah.
So
sometimes we'll just start talking about something, then you're like, oh yeah, I have this, but now I'm gonna make you take me there.
Well, I'm gonna give you some insight of the softball game. How's that?
Yes.
We'll see what we got out of here. All right. So, you want to see something cool?
Yes.
Where's my stalk tree?
Oh, that's wonderful.
Right? It's a pretty cool tree. That's something cool, right? So that's my stalk tree. All right. So this is the shit that I have to do for like the next couple weeks. This is what I'm going to show you. So I'm prepared. Let's see something cool. Let's see. How about this? We're going to give a couple of these away at the game. Signed pink Burns jerseys.
Oh, that is sick.
Right? Because autism, and why can't we give some ladies pink jerseys away?
I like that.
Right? So let's see what else we got. Since it's Brandon, oh, we don't. That might not be there. Yeah, that might not be. So we'll give it away, some Burns jerseys signed, and then when Brandon gets there, he'll sign the front.
Is that the same jersey? No, those are two different ones.
No, same jersey.
Oh, it's the same. Oh my God.
The same
That's
jersey.
Awesome. Dude, you know how to hook it up.
So that's pretty cool, right?
It's pretty cool.
These are the swag bags for the players. This is what they get.
Awesome. So
when they come in, there'll be a luggage tag on it, filled with there's a bottle of wine. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of good stuff in there.
Oh, you better tell them there's a bottle of wine in there. I could see some of those guys just tossing that and then it breaks.
And then we'll end with this.
Oh, hell yeah.
So we'll cheers to the Giants making it to the playoffs this year.
Yep. 12
I
votes.
like this. I like the little, like, show and tell. Pretty cool.
Yeah. Right on.
All right.
What else you got, Joe? One more thing.
One more thing?
Yeah, what else you got?
Not my
what
treat.
else is on your brain? Your Brian Burns.
Hey, Brian Burns. Exactly. I like the way you think. Let's see. What can we give? Are we going to give something away, or we're just on what's on my mind? Something cool?
What's on your mind? Tell people where to go to get and what's like available on the site for tickets and things like that.
All right, I appreciate that. So look, it's spidergame.com, not ER. It's SPIDA, Spider, GAME, spidergame.com. I will leave you with this. I have not announced who's throwing out the first pitch yet. How's that?
Can you give a hint?
It. So, no.
Okay, that's fair.
But you might want to be there on May 30th.
So it's Jay Alford.
Now, people don't know, Jay Alford is a very well-liked person from Justin, one of his favorite New York Giants. And yeah, that's right. You came to the game a few years ago, and I made sure that Justin signed something for you.
He waved
it. Yeah, I said, Justin, do me a favor. I said, Jay, do me a favor. That guy Justin up there, he's a big fan. He's like,
yeah. There you go. And he's a sweet dude. I love him.
And you know what? It's going to be a lot of fun this year, which I've never had before. Face painting, airbrushing, playgrounds open, mini golf is open, lots of kid stuff. I have 100 table card show going. Parking lot opens at 12, gates open at 2. All the games start around 5 o'clock. It's going to be sick.
Right on. Bring cash for parking.
Bring cash for parking.
I saw that on the site.
It's true.
Saw that on the site.
Hey, just in case, just in case Odell comes, I made a former jersey and a current jersey.
Oh, right on.
Now he didn't tell me he's coming yet, but I'm trying hard. And no, that's not who's throwing out the first pitch.
All right. Well, I just tried. So we narrowed it down. It's not Jay Alford and it's not OBJ.
It's not those two guys.
All right. That helps out people guessing. All right, Joe. Thank you.
I appreciate you, man.
All right. I want to thank Joe Ruback, LPG, for coming on. Again, the link is in the description if you want to go to the game, if you want to donate. I would love it. I appreciate Joe Ruback for everything that he does for the Giants community. And Sean and I, we will see you in the back end of the week. We will see you on Thursday. I am conflicting because I'm going to be in Charlotte. I am going on vacation, but I'm still going to record our midweek. I'm going to be part of it. I'm not going to take 2 eps off. I'm only going to take 1 episode off on Memorial Day. It's going to be Sean Morash's first episode that he's kind of leading exclusively. I'm excited to see what he does with that, but that's not for another week. Thursday, Sean and I are probably going to do a mailbag. So I'm going to eventually put out a mailbag tweet. I'm going to put out a mailbag post on Instagram and YouTube community as well. And if you want to submit a question, you can submit a damn question because we're going to talk about the Giants and we're going to talk about winning because that's what we're going to do this year. We're winning and we're talking about how we're going to win. Bang. Let's go, Giants. I'll see you on Thursday.